Well, I'm back onto the river tour today, and we're down to the last knockings now, really, of the season. I've got today and tomorrow, and then that's it. Because this year the season finishes on a Friday, so next weekend's out the window. Oh, there's a fish just risen over there. A bit short. She's still very low, this river. Really is going to need some proper winter floods to come through hopefully this year, clean it all up a bit. So I expect it's going to be tough. I'm going to try a bit of experimenting today with the camera. I've upped the resolution on it. Now when I've tried this and looked at it at home, I don't really see any difference, but maybe, oh, look at that. Okay, let's try to cast over there. Maybe your TV's a lot better than mine and you'll be able to notice something. So ignored it. If you're a regular viewer, perhaps you could let me know whether you think it makes any difference. Just ignore it. And it doesn't want that fly. I'm also thinking I might try some more shots of, like as if you were watching from behind sort of thing. Try and put the camera up in a tree and do that, because what I'm thinking about for next season is to maybe try and get another camera and carry two cameras. oh my goodness, there's fish rising on that far bank there. I am aware that I wasn't paying attention, that was what I was aware of. Darn. I'm aware that a lot of the time it's I'm basically filming two massive hands in front of the camera, so I'd like to try and get away from that a bit if I can. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I might have to change the fly in a minute to something else. Well, I have at least hooked one, I suppose. I'm pulling well. Yeah, it's a nice fish. Can't do an awful lot at the moment other than just hang on. It's one of those times when it either stays hooked or it doesn't. There's not really much you can do about it. Oh, that's a lovely tall fish. Wow. Oh. Well, there we are. There's me saying how tough it was going to be. And that's a good fish for here. Right, let's get a measure first before we do anything. Yeah, that's 13.5 inches according to my rod. Wow. Right, suck it, pig. Only just hooked there as well. That popped out. Oh, cue the heavy breathing. Let's have one last look at him and pop it back. Actually, I'm going to check this camera's on. Yes, it is. Thank goodness for that. Oh, okay. Look at that for a fish. Yeah, that's it checked. It's definitely 13.5. Look at that. Get your breath back. God, it looks even better under the water. Off it goes. Well, I'll be buggered. This pool's treated me well this season, hasn't it? Even though I haven't really been here very much. I got a bit disillusioned with all the fencing up there. But apparently there's some stiles gone in, so that's another reason why I've come today. Have a look at those. But yeah, that's made my day. And it's only just started. Well, that fish does seem to have been a one-off. I've seen one other rising fish which I failed to tempt. It's just so difficult to approach. It doesn't seem to matter how slowly you go. You're just scaring fish, and I can see the fish legging it. Very difficult. I mean, it's like proper low summer level, isn't it? As I've said before, what you really want on this stream is to catch it after a flood when it's still got that little sort of tea stain or Coca-Cola or whatever you want to say, like tinge of colour to it, just to hide you a bit. Bring the fish on the feed. Much easier to approach if they're high in the water and feeding. I think it's going to be a very difficult day, but hey, I could be at work, so better a hard day's fishing. A bit of a downstream wind keeps popping up out of nowhere all the time, which can go away. And I've had a couple of little fish on the beetle pattern. Ah, every time I start talking, you bugger. In the really fast water. That's the first rise I've had to it though, in some calm a bit like that. I thought I saw a fish rise there. I don't think that was very big. It's tricky with the wind to put it in as tight as I'd like. I think I may be forced into the big bushy wickams in the faster water as normal. It's quite nice to target some rising fish, but they're very few and far between. Well, just like the other day really. It does seem to have been that sort of season where I was really hoping this year I'd be able to show you a really good, what I would call a really good day. Another splash there. a real proper concerted hatch of fly with plenty of rising fish, you know, a bit of a red letter day. It just hasn't happened. I know the conditions have been against us, but fly life has been pretty sparse this year. For me, anyway. Right, well, I've crept all the way up to this pool where there's a bit more pace in it, and there were some fish rising. But as soon as I got here, of course, they've now stopped. So, obviously fighting a bit of a losing battle. I'll just show you here some otter prints. And then over to the side, you might just be able to make out where the heron's been walking along here. So, obviously all go here at some times, isn't it? Right, well, I don't really know what to do now, but I'm just going to enjoy the casting and watching the dry fly. I could obviously put a nymph on or try something else, but my heart's just not in it. I've got that one really good fish today and a few little tiny things, so I can't be displeased with that. This wind is definitely not helping presentation. Oh no! Finally got a rise in the, well, pricked it. Too late. Ah. Oh well. I managed to make one stick, but it's tiny. It's a little par thing. I'll take it out of the water. That other fish that took was a bit better. I saw it turn in the water. Okay. Best things come to those who wait. It's not like that first fish, but it's a nice trout. Oh yeah, lovely trout. There's a fly a minute. I'll have a look at you. Goes. Huh. Well, if ever there was a lesson about finding a bit of faster, pacier water to fish in, there it's it there. That's, you know, 3 fish I should have had out of there. 2 would have been quite nice from that little sprat. Well, it can be like, look, I've not moved from this spot. There's another fish out of there. Small little thing, but yeah, all from just off that tree root line there. Wow, that was a bit of a disaster there, folks. Literally just dropped the fly in there and a really nice fish came up to take it, and it just started to drag at the end and it like turned away in disgust. Ah, what a shame. Oh no, that was yeah, that size my thumb. It was a good fish. I think I'm going to pop out in the field in a minute and we'll have a look around, see if we can find some of these styles that they've put in. See where they are. It's tiny, tiny stuff. There's a good fish over there. He's not going to come again, is he? Well, there we are, that's what's gone in then. Done a good job on it. That's a bit of waded protection for the barbed wire. So that means I can get in here now and fish this faster run without having to wade all the way up from down there. So that's good. So there's another style in that bottom corner. Then there's a gap. Maybe there's one on that corner pool up there, then we'll have a look at that in a minute. Good. Right, well, they've got another style here then by this ladder that gets down to the rest of the pool here, because we haven't got that far banked now. I suppose if we wanted to, we could clear a bit down through here so we can get in where we used to get in to fish this pool. We're not going to bother today because there's a bloody tree in it. Look. You see that? Probably. You do have to be a bit careful with these when you're getting over it, so it might not be a bad plan for us to come along with a bit of pipe and just pipe this bit of wire here. That's where your legs are coming over. I'll take your waders out. Right, you get down this ladder then and go up and fish that faster pool again up there. Ah, but the camera's come on just in time then to see me lose that fish. That's a shame. I knew this faster water would give me the best chance. It just splashed about down there and came off. It wasn't a bad fish, it wasn't massive. Oh, that sounded like a rise under that tree. Okay, we'll give that a go. Really lovely here today. You can hear the bees buzzing, buzzard mewing overhead. Had a few lovely visions of the kingfisher, although I haven't managed to film it. Somewhere there, a bit further in. It's a bugger of a cast. Oh, yeah, there. Oh, you sausage. Look at there. Oh well, what can you do? You can do better, Chris, is what you can do. Well, this pool has now completely lost the big tree that was in here. It was across there for several years, and then it was down here, and now it's gone. Make it into a lovely pool though. Right, well God, that looks massive. I've put on a beacon bait for old time's sake, because I just found it in my fly patch from when I fished a teen earlier in the year. Let's see if I can get a fish on this, and I'm probably going to have some lunch. One did rise up there. Ha ha ha! Hooray! Oh, that's good, because I was hungry. Took that beacon bait first cast, look at that. You can keep your fancy CDC stuff. Right, great. Time for lunch. I'm catching a few more of these little har type things. But the problem you've got is it's so low and it's so clear. As soon as you step into the pool, I mean, you have to wade. There's no bank to walk up and down. It's not like you can creep along the bank and then fish for them. You have to get in the pool and wade. And it doesn't matter how slowly you move. You can see the better fish just legging it. I would say if you want to really test your skills, I'm going to try this river when it's really low and clear like this. Just sort you out. I feel quite lucky to have caught that decent fish today, because the rest of the time it's just been really hard. And it's funny how often that happens. Missed it. You can get a good fish fairly quickly in the session, then the rest of it's just really difficult. It does seem to play out like that a lot. I think it's just so small I can't look at them. That's my excuse anyway. There's a wagtail. 2 wagtails on the rock. Shame I couldn't get a decent... missed it again. That was small. Oh, big fish just come flying out of in there. I don't think the bigger ones are feeding as much either today. They're hiding up. Just happened across that one in that pool. That fish is it's desperate to give itself up, and I can't do it. Keeps rising there. Yes, I was going to say it's a shame I haven't got a decent view of the kingfisher. I've had 3 or 4 lovely sightings today, but never on the camera, alas. Whoa! Finally managed to hook another nice fish right up in that fast water. Whoa! Come on. Whoa. Yeah, nice one. You wouldn't think it would live up there in that really turbulent stuff, but they do. What's that? Over 10 in a bit. Let's get you back. Whoa. Yes. Oh. They're right up in there. Really fast stuff. Well, this is more the sort of stamp of fish I've had for today, so it makes that big one even more remarkable, really, doesn't it? Little par. So I think I'm going to call that it. That's the tour done for another season. Let me know what you think about the different camera angles in the comments, whether it's worth the investment. I did think about getting a drone, but I think I'd just be bumping into all these trees most of the time, wouldn't I? So it's going to have to be 2 cameras or nothing. It's a bit of a pain. I'm going to take this one on and off, so that's the way I think I'll go. Tomorrow I'm going to get onto the yo, find somewhere a bit easier. I mean, as I said earlier, for this place, if you could time it right and come after there's been a little bit of a flood and there's some colour in the water, or if you're prepared to stay on like of a summer's evening, like past 8:30 sort of time, or even if there's a really good hatch of fly and the fish are rising everywhere, then it can be, you know, really good. But when it's low and clear like this and there's nothing happening, yeah, you have to work hard for your fish. But still, makes the good days more enjoyable, doesn't it, that way? Right, well, I'll catch you next time.